All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our weekly team Zoom meeting for January 28th. This will be our last one for this month, and it's been a great month. It's been a great month overall, guys. I want to we'll cover some of the leaderboards here in a little bit, but yeah, it's been great. A lot of new riders this month. We're sitting at 15 new riders, but like I said, we'll cover those here in a bit. Just some. Oh, why did that take me all the way to the end? Did that last time, right? All right, here we go. Just some etiquette, right? Have our cameras on and engaged. That way, we can make the best of this meeting. And if you guys have your microphones on, make sure that you turn those off if you don't mind. Feel free to unmute though, or raise your hand, and we'll get to those. 2025 word of the year is elevate. We will start next month using that word for the password. So I'll make sure that is in the text messaging and the WhatsApp as well. That way everyone has access to that. But elevate will be the word or the passcode moving forward. And I can say that we have truly seen our agency elevate this year already as well. So lots of new things happening. Basecamp, all of you guys except for Giselle, because she just turned in her contract today. So welcome, Giselle. Have completed base camp. So give yourselves a round of applause on that. And as you progress here and you move through the stages, the next part that you can start working on is activate. Okay. So after you've turned in that SLO, right? So I think almost everyone here has an SLO, and you've turned in your first couple of applications. Get started and activate, and you'll work your way through that. You don't have to power through it by any means, right? Absorb the information. I mean, we provide a lot of training, right? A lot of resources and things like that, and it can become overwhelming at times. But just take your time. This will help you improve your production, right? It'll help you with the basic building blocks for building an agency. And that's really what the first step of Activate is, right? It's activating yourself as a personal producer and activating yourself as a builder. All right, so make sure that you're managing your calendar. We've talked about this before. We talked about it on the new agent orientation, but your calendar is your boss, right? So accountability group, we have that every day at 10 o'clock Eastern time, 15 minutes, real quick hit on the numbers. And starting in February, right, we're going to fill out that race to 30 and then race to 100, right? So the form is in the Vigil Team Google Drive. If you go to vigilteam.com, Thrive 2025 with a capital T, there's a Google Drive there that has access to the sheet that you'll keep track of your race to 30 and then race to 100. And we are excited to have some giveaways for that. I have another $500 in lead credit ready to rock and roll for that. And then we'll do some Amazon book giveaways where we'll get those shipped out to you guys as we get the people getting to those finish lines, right? This is what the accountability sheet does look like. Just for those of you guys that aren't a part of it, but we have the date that we join the accountability group, the day that we start our SLO. Being part of the accountability group does require an SLO, right? So you have to have a standing lead order. That's what SLO means, standing lead order. It doesn't have to be an A lead order. It can be a B lead order, and it can be as few as 5. The whole idea is just to give you that incentive to have a standing lead order. You have those weekly resources, and you're committing to that ongoing investment into your own production. So your minimum goal is something that you must hit, right? Like there's no reason why you can't get to that goal. And then your stretch goal is something that you think that you can get to. And that's why the word stretch is in there, right? Like you're gonna have to stretch yourself a bit to get there. Like for us to get to 120, what is it, 120 interviews a week, that means that we have to take certain things out of our week and get ourselves to 120 interviews a week. That's what for Julia and I, right? So we're averaging 75 a week right now. So we want to get to 120. There are some things we have to take out. There's some more investment, right, into the other platforms in order for us to be able to get to 120 and get those done weekly. So whatever your guys' minimum goal, stretch goal is, that would go in there. If you want to be a part of the accountability group, just message me, text us, text Julia, put it on WhatsApp, and we will get you included in our daily accountability. some of the books that we recommend for you all to grow with. Miracle Morning is again one of the ways that I got started with my morning routine many years ago. And then Go for No are is another book that I think every agent should add to their library. Real simple to get through. Listen to it on Audible. Buy it on Amazon if you have to. But really, really great book. Helps you understand the psychology of why getting no's when you're setting the appointments or running your appointments is okay. If you guys have not purchased this already, make sure that you guys are getting it. He did make a change, and I want to make sure everyone understands that. The change that he did make is so instead of $25, that one's still there. He opened up the Elite bundle, and it's only a $50 one-time fee. So, and there's a way to upgrade. So if you already bought the $25 one, you can upgrade to the Elite bundle and only pay $25 more. It used to be $20 a month was the ongoing price for it. But now he just did it for a flat fee of $50. And everything that is in the sales mastery is also in our handbook, right? So as you're going through and you're progressing through your career here, we have things that are linked back to either this or back to Summit in HQ. All right. Do you have an SLO? Do you know what an SLO is? Right. So we talked about that. It's a standing lead order. If you don't have leads, you can't write policies, right? Like you don't have people to talk to. And an SLO is really the easiest way to do it. It helps guarantee that you have those resources come in. I've seen it already make a difference for Charles Smith, right? So like once he got his in and he started to get those resources coming in. Sometimes when you log on to opt, it can be frustrating, right? There's no leads available. I mean, and I get frustrated, and I come from a spoiled time. There was a time here where I could literally log in and buy a bunch of A leads whenever I wanted to, in any state that I wanted to. Now we have so many agents that are active, utilizing all the tools that we have, right? That those leads are not as readily available. So you have to have yourself a standing lead order. And if you need help with that, you guys schedule some time, vigilteam.com, click on the coaching call link there, and we will figure out the best lead strategy for you in your current season and teach you how to also to grow from there, right? We gotta upgrade our lead strategy every so often as well. So consistency creates momentum, and it's hard to keep that momentum if you're not consistent. Trust me, I am a living, breathing example of that. I have lost momentum so many times just due to lack of consistency. Hit 5K a week. That's the message, right? You guys keep hearing that over and over and over again with the national call. 5K a week. 5K a week is freedom, guys. Honestly, how many of you guys have made $240,000 in a year? There's probably not a lot of you, right? $240,000 a year is freedom. 5,000 a week is what it takes. What does it take to get to 5,000 a week? It's going to take you about 10 to 12 appointments that you sit on. So how many does that mean you have to set? In order to get to that, you're probably going to have to set between 15 and 18 appointments set to sit on 10 to 12 to write 5,000. Okay. So just something to keep in mind back then. That way you can reverse engineer that for how many leads do I have to get, right? And when we have those meetings, those sit downs, we can look at the metrics of what an MIG does or an MIF. In order to hit 5,000 on an MIF or an MIG standing lead order, our leads, you're going to have 300 in a week. 300 MIG, MIF, right? That's about $150 worth of leads. So just something to think about, right? If you're doing that on A leads, you're going to need at least 10 solid A leads a week in order to get to $5,000 in production. So that's 500 for 5,000. And that's just a rough, that's as you get better with the scripts, with the appointments and different things like that as well. But I'm happy to discuss how we can do that for you, right? So hit your first promotions. All right, you guys know I have suspended all rules when it comes to the slingshot. You just have to do 5,000 issue paid or 7,500 in issue paid or 12,500 issue paid. I took away the weekly writing requirement, right, for our agency, and we did that for this first quarter. And if it goes well, maybe we'll do it for the rest of the year. So if you're a brand new agent and you issue pay $5,000 in your first month, or in any month, right? If you're from 80 to 85, we'll slingshot you. We'll promote you from 80 to 85. Jeff has already earned his for this month, right? Off to a great start too. Super awesome, right? And then to go from 85 to 90, it's $7,500 issue paid. And then I've extended this just a bit further. Okay, guys. For those of you guys that are trying to get to team leader or key leader, just get your metrics. Okay. Just get your metrics. We don't have to worry about the applications or anything like that. Just get there and we'll make it happen. Okay. Because there are rules like around controlled business and all that other stuff. I don't want to hold anyone back. Let's go. Let's run. Let's get to 95 as quickly as possible. That's the best way for you to become profitable. That's $150 to $225 more for every policy that you write when you have that 15% bump, right? And then when you bring people on, you already have that spread there as well. So if you have a brand new agent and you're at 95 and they're at 80, that's $150 to $225 in overrides per application if we're looking at averages. Upcoming events, scan that QR code. If not, you can also click on it. This QR code goes to the same place in SFG Quotes where you can see all the events that are happening around you or in your areas and just all across the country. So speaking of events, I know we've got a couple people going. Brenda, Julia, myself are scheduled to go as well. And let's see, I think there are about 250 people from the entire Kimbrell Master Agency going to this event. Okay. So it is at the end of February. If you need tickets, just reach out. Guys, it's just it's too hard to explain without you being there, being at an event like this to really understand what it does for you. But I'll tell you that by me going to one of these events in 2018 saved my business. And that was all from the encouragement of Julia telling me to go, right? So events are life-giving when it comes to the business. And then it's not just what goes on at the event, it's the people that you get to meet at the event and that you connect with. A lot of lifelong relationships have been built from people that I have met at conference. And the same thing for other people that have attended conference. They get to meet other people from other teams, right? And you get to make those connections. You get to work with those sidelight agencies as well. So again, February 26th to the 28th. If you need tickets, let us know. There's still plenty of tickets available. And then get registered for conference. This is the big one. If I say there's anything that you must do, right? You guys know I don't like saying that you must do something, right? But this is one of those must do's. You must register for national conference. It's in Denver. This one is August 13th through the 15th. If you start booking early, you can start getting your flights early. We usually stay at the why did the name escape me? What's the name of it, Brenda and Julia?
The embassy?
Embassy.
How come I can't hear anyone?
Marco. Polo.
The embassy.
The Embassy Suites. There we go. I read the lips. There we go. Yeah, Embassy Suites. It's right across the way there. The conference center is literally across the road. So where that train is turning, you see that train there at the bottom of the screen. That's where the hotel is. It's literally right there. And then, get there a day early. And we recommend leaving the next day as well. Don't try to arrive the same day and leave the same day. Makes it very, very difficult. And if you guys have not done your training, make sure you guys have got your training done for Switchboard Funnel for when it does release, which should be mid-February, maybe March, but everyone should have full access to this. Again, this is not something you have to do, right? But I recommend it. It is a great tool to have. When it is running properly, it helps you get resolution on your leads. It helps you set more appointments. It helps you stay in contact with your clients faster. And then it gives you all the different playbooks that are available, right? So if you're working analog leads, there's a playbook for that, and that's already integrated into Switchboard Funnel. So it helps you stay on track with your clients. You can scan that code, or you can go to HQ and do the training there. And all the training is in the LMS for this. Live dial room. So we partnered with Craig and Bo Hirschfield and Anthony Mendocino, SFG Smile and Dial. Passcode is dialing. There are dialers in there throughout the day. They're either dialing, setting appointments, case prep, running an appointment. And then at different times, you've got myself, Bo, Craig, Jen, bunch of agency owners that do ask the AO throughout the week, right? So opportunities to just go in there and do a Q&A with people and get to learn different things. And then Chris Leak, again, every Saturday, like clockwork, 11 to 1 Pacific time, he is doing his training in there. And then are you making your sets, right? So 2 sets a day, and then talking to 2 different people about the opportunity if you are on that building track, right? And guys know there is a difference between recruiting and building, right? Recruiting, you can go out and get all the numbers in the world and have a wide network of agents, but if you're not building and you're not pouring into them, all you're doing is recruiting. You're not building yourself a team, right? So now that we're done with that part, oh, and then let me share where we're currently at month to date. So in HQ, you guys always put the stats in HQ as well for your agency, right? So you're a part of our team. You get to see where everyone's at. So Jama passed me last night. Little bummed about that, but it's all right. I got some things that I'm working on here. So he's at 14,745. I'm at 14,366. Jeff with that other AIG last night was 11,743. We got Shania just shy of 5,000. She's right there, 4,683. And then Justine with 3,598. Joseph with 2 applications yesterday for his first 2. So congratulations to Joseph on being a first-time rider with 2 applications for 1,938. Miss Linda turned in 1 after she moved, which is pretty cool. Jetta turned in his first 1 as well, so he's a brand new rider. Avila did a DFL case. Bria with her first app this month as well. Simone with her first app. Brooks with his first app. Charles Smith with his first app, and then Sierra with her first app. And then I was talking with Khalil last night. He just didn't get it in time. But he wrote his first application last night as well on a warm market recruit or a warm market lead. And he said that he's got 6 to turn in before Friday. So pretty excited about that, guys. The team is growing. The team is expanding. The team is learning. So really excited for this new recruiting class to come on board. And then I know that Richard's ready and Giselle's ready, right? So these 2, maybe we'll have 2 more riders by the end of the week. I mean, the week is young as long as they get their credentials. To do that, we can have 12 new riders for the month. So pretty exciting things. And after yesterday's recruiting to build call, a lot of you guys reached out and said you guys are ready to get going on that as well. So you guys have heard my why on why I'm here. Now I want you guys to share your why. Why are you here? What do you want from this business? And you guys had a chance to hear Danny Young 2 Sundays ago talk about the why, right? Where can you go? You know, why are you here? What do you want out of this business? So who wants to go first? I know Richard. Yep. Richard's always ready to go.
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. My why basically, at the moment, I'm pretty close to burnout at my current job, just because I'm trying to, it's cold market everything. It is a good living. I do like my job. It's not that I hate it. I'm just easily putting 70 hours a week, and it's really straining. And there's a lot of sacrifices I have to make with family. Um, I may be single and never had a kid or anything like that, but I'm still very family oriented. I love my family, but I don't get to hang out with them as often. So I would like to be able to the possibility of being able to build here and work for myself, but not by myself, is what's attractive. And I want the opportunity to do that. And I'll bring my work ethic over here. I just need to learn to steer it in a different direction to focus on family as well. So that's my.
Absolutely. And those of you guys that are in the base shop WhatsApp, right? You guys see that Richard posts his daily quip, right? Or verse or whatever from whatever book he's reading in or whatever chapter. And I appreciate that, right? And you do it in the pre-license accountability group too, which is really cool, you know, because you're motivating. I mean, seriously, guys, Richard has already motivated a ton of people that were ready to quit. When they're at the finish line of getting ready to take their tests, and he's constantly encouraging and putting things in there. So, and I mean, with all of the setbacks too, right? I mean, he's been ready to go for since the 13th. He passed his test on the 13th, so ready to rock and roll. I appreciate you sharing, Richard, and your willingness to always step in already. So,
Appreciate it.
who is next? I don't want to have to pick on anyone.
I'll go next. Is my thing working? Can you hear me?
Yes, I got you.
Yeah, so my big why is probably never having to work for somebody else again. And then for me, I travel and move a lot. So just the flexibility on being able to do that and be able to do our business really whenever, wherever we want is a huge, big blessing for me and kind of why I continue to be here.
Awesome. Yes, and Brenda has been here for 6 years, right? No, 4?
I
Three?
think so. I think it'll be 4 in February.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 6 for whatever reason. I was like, oh, maybe that's no, I thought that was you. But yeah. Brent, are you in North Carolina still?
Yep. I'm
Yep.
in Sparta now.
Yeah, so Brenda's from New Mexico, just like we are. Her and Julia and her sister all went to school together. She beat us to North Carolina, so but yeah, we all live here now. But yeah, Brenda's always a good resource of information as well, guys. Different mindset, right? So I've seen her go from I've seen her do her figure competing, right, and do all that kind of stuff, and that takes a different mindset. I mean, um, like when I fast, I struggle with it, right? And I mean, these people have to fast all the time when they're competing. So, appreciate your insight, Brenda, and team leader, right? I mean, we got all that shit issue pay today, so I'm not too worried about it, just so you know. We did get that fixed with America. So team leader, all she needs is like another $1,000 or something less than that, like $900 to get to team leader, month 1 team leader. So all right, Giselle. So Richard, Giselle's in Florida, just so you know. So you guys will be able to meet up at some local events out there, but floor is yours.
Hi, yeah. My why is my son. I want to be able to be with him as much as I can, have the flexibility to work whenever and still be with him, not having to like miss out on raising him because it's just me and him. And then also to be able to like build something to leave behind for like a legacy for my family. That's really my why. We've had like a few setbacks this year and I'm just kind of getting back on my feet. And I feel like this is like a really good opportunity or the right opportunity for me to make it happen for me and him.
Yes, ma'am. And welcome to Florida. I know you just moved back, so she went from Pac Northwest all the way down to Florida. So
Yeah,
and we're looking.
big, big difference. But I'm back down here on the East Coast.
Yes, ma'am. Excited to have you join us, and you and Richard should be getting your credentials this week. So welcome. All right, who's next? Is it Brooks?
Yeah, sure, I'll go. I think my why changes pretty much day to day lately. But I would definitely say for the biggest thing, I think with working here, it depends on how much you make is the effort you put in. And I've worked a lot of other jobs where you put in 12, 14-hour days and you're making the same amount of money as someone that leaves right at 8 hours. So really just having a place that promotes working together, promotes growth, is actually allows you to make what you think is worth. And I think that's something really big for me.
Awesome. And then another person on the move, right? Brooks is going to be headed from Maine,
Yeah,
right?
Maine.
To the other side of the country to California. So to go be with his fiance out there. So pretty
It is
excited.
one extreme to the next. That's crazy.
Yeah. And from Florida, so bouncing that whole triangle, Florida, California, Maine.
Yes, sir. No, and I always loved his personality, right? He's always got a smile on. And that's something I got to learn how to do better, right? And I got to learn how to smile more often. People tell me I was always. So what's the word that we use in New Mexico? Genioso means a dirty look on your face all the time, right? So, yeah. So I'm working on it, guys. I promise I am. Maybe if I shave too, it would help. All right. I saw Sierra pop on the screen, so I think she's next, huh?
Yeah, I'll go next. So my why is I want to be with my daughter and have the flexibility. And down the road, we do want to homeschool her. So being able to homeschool her while also working from home is definitely a priority.
Um, are you okay with sharing the other big reason that you're here? That your big goal for the end of the year?
Oh, I want to buy a house, and it's actually not the end of the year. I want to buy it by November 1st. So we moved into this apartment November 1st. Haven't sold our other house yet. Actually, Saturday found out that our water broke, so we have damage to fix now. But hoping to write and make 200,000, so then I can buy a house and hopefully buy it outright.
I love it. I absolutely love that goal, Sierra. And we're all here to push you and support you along the way. So I'm sorry that happened with the house. But you know, we all go through these seasons, right, for whatever reason, and that's where you're at now. So, but we're here to help lift you through that. All right, let's see. Charles, since you're on
Yes,
camera.
sir. Yep. Yep. My why is I have a special needs daughter who's out of school now, and I can no longer work really outside of the home uh, because of certain things that she needs and that we do daily. So this is an opportunity for me to spend time with her and take care of her, not have to rely on other folks or anything like that, um, so that she gets to hang out with dad, and she's my sidekick. Anywhere I go, she goes. So that's my main why. The other is this is the only place I think I can make the kind of money. I'd been in the car business for about 25 years and did okay. So this is a situation that I think will work out.
Yes, sir. I agree. Definitely agree with you on that. And I respect the fact that you're wanting to be that parent that stays at home with your child and takes care of all her needs. So that's really awesome. All right, Mr. Johnson.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Of course, my why is just the independence. Man, I'm an all-out hustler, man. I'm trying to get it however, usually. I got my hands in a lot of things. So when I seen this, it was like it was something different. It was a good opportunity. And of course, with making the money and then I'm kind of a little rough around the edges. So it's good company. It helps me do what I'm already doing, which is reading my Bible and kind of trying to change towards the positive in my life.
Awesome. And the independence thing, I mean, as a man, right, I think all men want that independence, right? So it's part of our DNA structure. So William, I mean, I talk to you almost every day, so I know where you're at, you know what I mean? And appreciate that. And so he's also got a music background, which is really cool. So maybe when we're up in Denver, we'll be able to experience some of that. Or maybe he'll just he'll bless us one of these days on the call as well. And he is in Colorado, just so everyone knows. All right. And then I don't know if Michael or Justine are available to unveil or to unmute.
I am. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, sir.
How are you? Good
Doing
morning, guys. I'm driving. Sorry. Usually in the vehicle in the Roland University on these calls, but still trying to be present. So my why would just be, you know, you don't want to work. You don't want to do manual labor. We call it manual labor because you got to get your cousin Manuel to come and do it. But see, yesterday I moved about 5 tons of bricks. We're doing a driveway up in Tejedes, and I moved 2 pallets of bricks by hand. I can't move. I literally can't move, and that's my why. Is I don't want to work that hard anymore. I'm doing it now. Just I'm helping some family and friends out, but that's the why. Is we don't want to work so hard. We want to be out there killing our backs, killing our muscles. You could tear muscles. You could get hurt out there. And again, that just reminds me that I love to be in a home, talking to people, helping protect their family, rather than digging a trench or anything else. So my why is just basically the freedom and the comfort of being able to travel around and help people and feel good, dress good, and feel good about yourself, and that you're helping others in a different way.
Yes, sir. Just so you guys know, Michael is also in New Mexico. Came by way of a warm market referral. And Michael, we still have to work on getting Rochelle over here as well, so because she wants greater things out of her life. But yeah, appreciate you, Michael. All right, let's see. Justine.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
How are you?
Doing well. Glad you could unveil for a moment.
Yes. Sorry, I got a new phone, so I thought my camera was already set up, but it wasn't. So my why is my dad owns his own company. And so I've seen the freedom that he's had to be able to travel with us when we were doing sports when we were younger and stuff. And my son plays club ball and eventually wants to play travel club ball. So I just want to be able to have that freedom to where both my husband and I are able to be with him along with, my other two girls who eventually want to do competitive sports and travel as well. So my why is my family, just like everybody else. So that way we can be more present with them and honestly to stay debt free because that's huge. So.
Yes, ma'am. And you are a stay-at-home parent as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do with my kids. I have a 3-year-old home with me now, and then my other two, one's in 6th grade and one's in 3rd. So eventually she'll go to school. So doing this business will be even easier than, what it is now, because I have to kind of make sure she's occupied so I can make phone calls, and Brenda's heard her scream in the background, so that hasn't been too easy. But yeah, no, I stay home with my 3-year-old, and I've actually been a stay-at-home mom since my son was 2, and he's now 11. So again, just having the freedom to be able to be debt-free and to travel and allow my kids to do what they want to do is huge for us.
Perfect. No, I appreciate you sharing. And yeah, they're part of the baseball community back home in New Mexico. So we get it when it comes to baseball, sports, anything competitive like that, you're always on the go, right? And we do have a couple of agents on the team that aren't on today, but the same reason, right? So one of them, their daughter plays competitive softball, looking to be a D1 recruit pretty soon, right? So he wants to be able to just travel and make a decent income. That's all they want out of it. And we do it because the way we grew up, we just grew up dirt poor. You know what I mean? With nothing available, and my parents miss every single thing in our life, and we didn't want that. Julie and I did not want that for ourselves. And at this point, I've missed 2 baseball games. That is it. 2 baseball games. One was at conference last year, and one was at a reality show that I was on a couple years, almost 3 years ago at this point. But yeah, so I mean, we getting to be home, work from home, be around the family, see our kids grow up and not be influenced by other things, right? Other things in life that can influence them, especially when there's no parent in the home, parental guidance in the home, for those after hours or before school activities that tend to happen. So I appreciate all of you guys sharing. I know it's tough being vulnerable sometimes, but it helps us also understand each other. So if one of you guys heard a story from someone else, right, you guys can reach out and connect to each other. It's just a great way for us to learn and grow and get to know each other, especially as we're a little bit smaller at this point, and as the team starts to grow, right, you guys will become the center and the influence for other people as well. So you'll be able to help them work through their whys as they come on board as well. So, and that's one thing that I do like is that team aspect where people can help each other grow in this industry. You don't have to be, people dependent, but you get to build those relationships with people because relationships matter. People come first at the end of the day, right? Relationships matter. People come first. So, anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns before we end? Nothing for today. So if not, for those of you guys that are new, or those of you guys that just want to refresh, we have the new agent orientation tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern. That is about 45 minutes. We'll just go through all the things that you need to be a new agent, touch on some of the the little quirks when you're getting started, some of the unknowns, right, that aren't necessarily in all of the other trainings. Like the weird things that happen with opt after 14 days and how you have to log in at least once a week, all that fun stuff. We'll cover all that in the new agent orientation. Outside of that, I'll get this one uploaded to YouTube here in a little bit. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.